Mac Shop Rats. Today we're back on the Golden Mullet and we're taking a look at this big block that we picked up to see exactly what it is. So we had an episode on this before where we identified it as a 413 or a 426. Today we're going to pop off a head and first of all find out how bad these bores are, but also we're going to do a quick measurement and find out exactly for sure if this bore is 4.18 or 4.25. So let's watch the show intro. Don't go away. We'll be right back and we'll get into it. I'm Mike and this is My Cars Shop.
Working out of a 100-year-old refurbished barn, bringing 35 years of experience to projects considered beyond repair. Vision, creativity, and problem solving are essential tools in this place. Watch as we transform junk into polished metal miracles. This is My Cars Shop.
So we're back here in the back room of the shop and where I keep all my, well, there's motors and all kinds of stuff underneath all that junk. And normally that car that you can hardly see because of the light, that 74 Swinger is parked in here, but it's been out for longer than it should be because I just got too much stuff going on and haven't had time to get it put back in. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and start working on pulling one of these heads off to see exactly what we're dealing with here and find out what is it, because we know it's either a 413 or a 426, but we're not 100% sure. So I'm going to go get a chair because I'm lazy, and we'll sit down and we'll have some study and some cogitating and take some stuff apart. Well, that was unique. It works a lot better if the air hose is actually hooked up. Forgot an extension. Oh yeah, probably should take the chain off too. That way it can fall over on all my feet. You'll notice we have the creeping vine of death back here. I don't come back here very often, so things tend to get a little bit crazy back here. She's got all the oil. Motor's probably mint inside, I would say. I didn't expect that to come loose that easy. Oh yeah. She's got all the hornet's nests and all the corrosion and, oh, somebody used that for an ashtray there. Well, this is going to be fun to try to get this motor loose, that's for sure. It's got dish pistons. All right, let's go find a caliper and see what we really got going on here. So just for perspective, that's 4.17 inches right there. And then that is 4.1 or 4.250. So 70 thousandths, 4. 4.18 is actually what this bore should be if it's a 413. 4.25 is what this bore should be if it's a 426. So not much. So if I show you that, that's 70 thousandths of an inch. 0.070. That much right there. You see that? Maybe not. So it's that much difference. So let's see what we got here. Obviously this is crude, but we should be able to tell. 4.182. 4.181. 4.175, but that's full of rust. So we have a 413. I'm not disappointed, but I would have loved it if it would have been a 426. So there you go. It's let me bring you over here and let you see all of the goodness we have going on in this motor, because we're going to have a job of work to get this thing torn apart and get the pistons out, because it's just stuck. It's stucker than a stuck thing. Stucker than a stuck thing.
I'm pretty stuck and sure.
So we have all the tasty goodness here. You can see we have nests and rusts and all kind of stuff. You can see these dish pistons. So the reverse dome pistons. And of course you can see all the tasty goodness up in the valley pan. So hopefully nothing is broken and everything is good inside. I think we'll go ahead and pull the head off the other side and just see what we've got going on over there since we're here. It won't take too long. Maybe we can put a bar down there on that crankshaft and turn this thing over a little bit and just get some of the lubrications moving around. This is what I was expecting the head on the other side to be like. Ornery, not wanting to come off. Just trying to get a little pryage in there somewhere. There's a spot we can go maybe right there. There we go. We're moving it a little teeny bit. I was very surprised that head came off the other side so easy. Just trying to get a little spot, get a little leverage. Got all kinds of tasty goodness down in the ports, stuff like that. There's no good place to get a hold of it to, I mean, we could put the cherry picker on it and pull it up, but I was just hoping to kind of, spot where we just kind of pry on it and get her to break loose. I don't want to go getting too carried away pounding down in the gasket. There we go. It's like there's still a bolt in it. You know what? I'm wondering if I missed something. But oh yeah, I did. It's funny when you don't take out all the bolts, how things don't come apart. I looked it over 3 times to make sure I didn't miss any, but it's kind of dark. It's in the shadows here, so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Ooh, this one's got liquid. A little bit of carbon buildup in this one. But that hole there, ooh, that one's bad. She's got all the crusty goodness in that one. Okay, there we go. We got our light on now so you can see all the tasty goodness in that one right there. Ooh, that's pretty. That one's a pretty one there. There's a nice, I don't even know what that is. I don't want to know what that is. And there's some more of that there. So I'm pretty sure that this is going to be, yeah, an air chisel break the pistons out of the bores, but we'll see. But I'm for fun, just for fun, I'm going to go ahead and get a bar and put it onto that crankshaft down there and just see what happens. Like this is going to move. I will be completely shocked if it does. Now that it's tipped over, it's stuck. I'm shocked. Let's see if the bolt will come loose. Yep, so the bolt comes loose at least, but the engine's stuck. So yeah, that's going to be a fun job getting that out of there. Have to decide if we're going to soak it or just bust the pistons out. Drop in the comments, what do you think? Tell me what you think are some good ways to possibly get these pistons out of here. I'm curious about your thoughts on that. There's our head. Doesn't look too bad. Won't be able to tell anything until we get the head disassembled, of course. 208, 160, I believe the exhaust valves were. We'll have to measure one of those real quick. Let's take a look at the other head. It's got some tasty goodness there. But overall, not that bad. So as long as we don't have a core shift in the block or a cylinder broken because of freezing, we might be okay to be able to use this block. So in order to know that, we're going to have to get it apart, bust the pistons out of it, stuff like that. Let's measure that exhaust valve and see for sure that it's a 160 or a 188. Well, with at it, we might as well go ahead and measure a intake valve as well. Let's do it this way. Just ballparking. Yeah, 208 by eye. And let's do the exhauster 160. So yep, that's right. So we identified the heads property in our property. Yeah, we identified the heads property. We also identified them properly in our last episode. So it's been a fun little exercise. There's our numbers on the block right there. I don't have any idea what that means, but it doesn't really much matter now because we have pretty much decided that it's a 1964 Marine engine, 413, with the 208 160 valve heads on it. And these are the smaller chamber heads. I don't remember what that was right off the top of my head. We can go look it up again, but some of you guys probably remember from last episode, so there you go on that. We got some real bad tasty goodness right there. That cylinder is pitted terribly. I don't know if that'll be able to be bored out and cleaned up or not. We could possibly replace a sleeve. Years ago, you used to be able to do it for about $100 a hole. There could be other ones. We're not going to know until we get the pistons out and do our best to clean it up and then take it somewhere and pay a few bucks to get the block checked. And what my hope would be, it's a 413, 426 block. I know that some of these Marine engines can be bored 100 thousandths or more. If we could bore this 70, make it a stock 426, why not? And then we can put a 426 wedge in the Golden Mullet project. And that would be cool, wouldn't it? So I don't want to spend a fortune fixing this, but I think it's worth pursuing. What are your thoughts? You think we should take it further, bust the pistons out of it, or soak them and try to get them loose? Never in a million years. You know, I've heard about soaking them with Coke. I've heard about using Croil. I've heard about, I've heard all kinds of stuff. But my guess is it's going to be an air chisel and just bust the pistons out of the bores and try not to screw up the bores and get the cranks and the rods out and salvage maybe the crank and the rods, and the pistons are junk anyway because we're going to have to bore it. And so I don't know. I need your input. I'm not that smart. I really need to know what you guys think should happen with this. I know Ed at Ed's Machine, he's going to have a lot to say because he's a smart guy. He's not like me at all. If money were no object, but it is no object because I don't have it. So no object to money at all in my life. If money were no object, I would just take this, get the whole thing re-sleeved, make it a 426. Oh yeah, we didn't look and see if that crank is forged, did we? Probably can't tell without taking it apart, so let's just get the hammer and ting it and see what it sounds like, at least on the back. Hard to tell because the crank is in. I think this one's a forged over here. This is out of a Buick 455, but can't tell for sure. No, that might be a cast crank. Don't see the hammerings on it. I got a forged crank around here somewhere. That's a 340 forged crank right there. Hear the ring? And 100% I know that's forged. I'll show you how I know. See all that hammering goodness on there? That definitely is a forged crank. 340 probably needs to be turned again. It was 1010, but it's been sitting around for about 762 years and hasn't been the best taken care of over the last little while. So I greased her down real good, but I'm suspecting it's got some rusty goodness on it. So we'll just put that back and pretend we didn't see it. I know I've got some Mopar cast cranks around here somewhere, but they're probably upstairs. But using this, well, as an example, I hit it on one of the counterweights in there. Hear the difference? Hear the ring? Hear the difference? And you can see this is not hammered at all. It's just a cast crank, so nothing special there. Some Buick guy's probably having a stroke right now. And this motor's for sale. 455 Buick, or is this a 455 Olds? So maybe a 455 Oldsmobile, not a thing. It's a 455 anyway. There's the motor over there. A couple sets of heads. That motor's for sale. If you're interested, let me know. Shoot me a message or over on our email. The address is down in the video description. I'd like to get that out of here and make some space for some more Mopar stuff. So all that to say, with it installed and all the bearing caps and being stuck tighter than a stuck thing, that doesn't mean anything. So there's probably smart people that could look at that and go, oh yeah, that's absolutely a... I'm not that smart. So we'll get the oil pan off. Not today, because I don't want to make that kind of a tasty mess in the back here. We'll get it where we can get an oil pan under it, get it cleaned up, and so forth. Pretty pleased with the way this came apart, because back over there in that mess, there's a 340 that was in the same condition that I got years ago. Picked it up. I think it's a cast crank motor, but it's a 340. But it was sitting outside, and kind of what happened was all the head bolts are rounded off with rust, and I'm gonna have a beast of a time. But I think it's got a set of JCast 202 heads on it, so which is kind of why I got it. But I thought if I can salvage the block, I might as well. But I've never taken the time to try and like pull that motor apart, because it was for like a rainy day project, and I got so many projects for a rainy day. We would have another flood like Noah if I waited and got them all done. That's how much, that's how much time I would need to get all these rainy day projects done. 40 days and 40 nights, and the world would flood, and just stuff. Well, I think I'm gonna stop there on this episode. I want to try to get some other stuff done today. I've already been working on the Oakland, which has been not running right for about 4 weeks. Think it's in the ignition system. I'm not sure. I don't know. We're just gonna. It's running real rough at low RPM and missing and banging, and I don't like it at all. So I'll go spend a little time maybe loving on that car. That'll do it. We're over on the Face thing. Instant Grandma. She adores us. She makes us cookies and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, tell me that if you're on that platform that you don't get cookies whenever you go there, because you do. And we're here on the U thing, so go ahead and subscribe. And oh yeah, I just ran across the pictures of, we rebuilt this entire barn sometime. I should do a walk around and kind of show you everything we did, because all the lofts and all the second floor was all rotted out, and we put it all new in about 7 years ago. So that was a job of work for a whole summer.
Shiny penny, squirrels.
That'll do it. We'll catch you on the next one. And don't forget, the most important thing, it really is vital. Rock!